Ireland's transformation from one of the poorest countries in Western Europe to possessing one of the highest GDP figures in the world is a narrative of resilience, strategic policy implementation, and the significant impact of globalization on a small economy, with unique accounting practices that have significantly inflated the country's economic statistics. From economic stagnation to transformation. Historically, up until the late 20th century, Ireland's economic policies were characterized by protectionism, with high trade barriers and a focus on import substitution. These policies, coupled with limited industrial development and reliance on a narrow domestic market, led to economic stagnation and significant immigration during the mid-20th century. The 1950s were particularly bleak, with 400,000 people leaving Ireland, a testament to the country's struggling economy at the time. The shift towards economic revitalization began with visionary policy changes in the late 1950s, spearheaded by T.K. Whitaker's influential paper, Economic Development, which advocated for free trade, foreign investment, and industrial expansion. This marked the beginning of Ireland's open economic policies, setting the stage for future growth. Economic growth and challenges. Ireland's economic history showcases a remarkable period of growth known as the Celtic Tiger era from the mid-1990s until the late 2000s, during which Ireland transformed from an economically lagging country to a vibrant, high-tech economy. However, this growth was not without its challenges, including a property market crash and a subsequent banking crisis that required significant interventions. Despite these hurdles, Ireland has managed to maintain its economic resilience, largely due to its strategic positioning in the global economy, the continued attraction of foreign direct investment, and the implementation of policies aimed at economic stability and growth. The country's high GDP figures, while impressive, are nuanced and require careful interpretation to account for the substantial impact of multinational corporations on the economy. Role of multinational corporations and foreign direct investment. A significant driver behind Ireland's economic success has been its ability to attract foreign direct investment, particularly from multinational corporations. The country's corporate tax policies have made it an attractive destination for global companies, especially in the technology and pharmaceutical sectors. These corporations have contributed significantly to Ireland's GDP, employment, and tax revenues, albeit with the consequence of distorting economic measures such as GNI and GDP. Gross domestic product, GDP, and gross national income, GNI, are both metrics used to assess the economic performance of a country, but they measure slightly different aspects of the economy. GDP focuses on the location where income is generated within a country's borders, and GNI focuses on the ownership of that income by the country's residents, regardless of where it is generated. The presence of over 1,500 multinationals, including most of the world's top tech and pharma firms, has significantly inflated Ireland's GDP figures. This has led to the development of alternative economic measures, such as the GNI, to better represent the true state of the Irish economy, discounting the outsized influence of multinational corporations. Misleading statistics. Ireland's economic statistics have been notably skewed by the practices of these foreign corporations, particularly through their use of Ireland's low-tax environment to shift profits and intellectual property. This phenomenon was starkly highlighted in 2015, when Ireland reported a GDP growth of 26%, a figure largely driven by Apple restructuring its Irish subsidiary. Such practices led to the introduction of a new measure by the Central Bank of Ireland, the modified GNI, intended to provide a more accurate representation of the Irish economy by discounting the inflating effects of multinational activities. When accounting for Ireland's high cost of living, the country's actual wealth per capita falls considerably compared to other EU nations. Benefits and challenges. Ireland's inflated GDP figures have their advantages, such as supporting low borrowing costs on the international markets, enabling the country to refinance its national debt at favorable rates. However, this also results in Ireland making higher per capita contributions to the EU budget, reflecting a complexity in how the country's economic strength is both a boon and a challenge. Conclusion: Ireland's journey from economic stagnation to being a leading high-tech economy is a testament to the power of strategic policy reform, economic openness, and the complexities of a globalized economy. The story of Ireland's economic transformation underscores the importance of adaptability, strategic vision, and the challenges and opportunities presented by globalization. While Ireland's GDP figures highlight its economic achievements, they also reflect the need for nuanced economic measures that accurately represent the true state of the economy, beyond the inflating effects of multinational corporations.